Hello, how are you everyone doing? So it's Well Educated Wednesdays. I did this like a couple of weeks ago where I tried to play music and then do it. But I was playing music on my phone and then trying to go live on my phone at the same time. Didn't work. I mean, it worked, but you guys were just hearing, the noise. Not the noise, it was music. It was good music, but I wanted to be able to engage, for people to hear what I was talking about. So today, anyway, today I have music going on in the background on my computer and I'm live on my phone. So hopefully that is better and you could hear the music because I've really just been listening to Killer Mike's album, which is called Michael. Or Michael Deluxe, I don't know. So anyway, I heard my husband listen to this music, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting that." You know how you just look on Google and find it, and then I guess we were in his truck, so then I could see what he was listening to. But it just really, I think, is like an inspiring album, and that's what I really, it's like an Atlanta album. I went to college in Atlanta, so I really resonate with Atlanta still, even though I haven't lived there in years, and won't live there because I don't like Atlanta that much. I mean, I like it, but I don't. I mean, I'm a California girl, no shade, But I don't know if I talked about this before, but just one of the things that I do when I really am stressed or I really have a lot going on, and I'm there. I have a lot going on, stress, everything. I just I listen to music, I dance, I pray, all kind of stuff. But I really do rally for myself, and then I really advocate that you do that for yourself as well. You really rally for yourself, and you really help and support yourself. So this particular song called Shed Tears, it features Lena Bird Miles, and it's like a gospel song, but also he's rapping full way in it as well. So it's I don't know, it just stirred me so much to have this music, the rapping, which is so raw, and then the gospel that is so raw. Her voice is so beautiful. And the other part, the thing that really drew me to this album was Down by Law, which was with Killer Mike and CeeLo Green, which is just really beautiful. And I think the album, part of it is kind of it honors Atlanta in a lot of ways, the culture and the people. And I have a lot of respect for the people in Atlanta. It's when I was talking about earlier, I don't necessarily want to live there, and every place ain't for everybody, and that's fine. But I really love a lot of things about it. And of course, I went to college there, so I have a specific love for it too, for that. And not only did I go to college in Atlanta at Clark Atlanta University, a historically black college, I also had my daughter while I was there. So I had my daughter in my right before my sophomore year in college. So it was officially 8 days before I went to class. I think I missed a week of class. I had a cesarean, a C-section, and so at that time I had just put all my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that most of the time I was at home with my daughter, but I was, on the bus, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and went to school all day, and really made sure I found a way. And I was just reading an article by this guy. What's his name? Wait a minute. Because I am with the writing project, and then we have this forum in which we talk about, we share information. It's a little social media, and it's called NWP. Yeah, it's like all studio feed for NWP. And this guy wrote something about like find a way or make one. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I read the article, and it was because he went to graduate school at Clark Atlanta University. And it's so interesting. I'm like, why is this find a way or, like I was like, I'm all about that because, I used to call myself a how girl. Like, I'm going to get things done no matter what. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to bed late. I'm going to get it done. And then I'll shift to tell you, like, why I'm, like, shifting away from thinking about myself as a how girl. But, obviously, find a way or make one is, like, the motto that would be for a how girl. So, So, yeah, I made it at work. I did not stop school, even though like the doctor was like, you need to be home at least for 6 weeks, especially with a cesarean. But that wasn't happening. I was actually like on my own since I was 17. So when I was 16, like right before my 17th birthday, I moved out of my parents' house. We were like had a dispute. And I was a real good kid. Like, I was always a super nerd, despite, I stopped living with my parents for a while. But I still was still living on my own. I still was going to school and everything, but I was living on my own. And I'm not even going to get into that. But long story short, I was by myself. So there's no way that I was going to stop college. So I already had tried to get work and support myself, and I did it. But the thing was, I didn't see myself stopping because, I only could get a minimum wage job. So I was like, I might as well struggle in school. Why would I drop out of school when I already had I was on academic scholarship. So my senior year I was like by myself with my brother. He was like, he's like almost 2 years older than me, not quite. And so that's it. So today I usually have a message, but I guess today my message is just really about like how do you take care of yourself, and then I'm just like reflecting on my journey. But Elevated Numbers is in the house. Do you want to talk to me? You want to come out and talk to me? I've been thinking about you, Elevated Numbers, because I really was like, I wanted you on my podcast, but then that never really happened. You were on my live. And I don't know, do you want to go live with me or do you don't want to go live with me today? Elevated Numbers. Send me a message. No. Anyway, it's been rough. I've been having like some skin issue or something. And okay, well let me know. I've been having some skin issues and I've been going to the dermatologist, and I decided to stop eating meat for a little bit. And so I'm just trying to think about like how to take care of myself better, but I've been real busy. But I have a book coming out soon. I've been hiring people like, on Fiverr to do things here and there for my book, but those people who know me a lot know that I have been, for many years had not been writing a book, and then writing a book and all this. And so now I write a book on education, because the reason why, I could blame, not really being about my business is because I've been consumed with education. So I wrote a book on education, on writing specifically, which is I'm very passionate about. So if I start talking about writing, people are like, okay, Taisha's like really into teaching writing and stuff like that. It is a neglected skill, and so I wrote this book, and I just sent the workbook off to get the layout done. But the book is already laid out. I'm still working on the audio book, which should be done soon. But yeah, we're getting it done. We're gonna have the book, the ebook, the audio book, and then a workbook to go with it. So I really am going to be looking out for some influencers who are going to be try out the book. And then I have some conferences set up. I have my I had a live the other day. not alive. I'm saying alive, but I had like this Zoom meeting, a conference with teachers that I work with. Well, teachers in my district, not that I necessarily work with. And, we had a Zoom meeting, and it was on writing. And my book is called The Rewrite Method. So it's all about that biz. Like, how do we reset children's relationship to writing? And it was so cool because the teachers were really into it. And for whatever reason, I mean, this is weird, but it happens. I inspire teachers to write different things. I give them a choice about what they're going to write about. They're writing like an author, and Nikki Giovanni had been using her poem, Ego Tripping. There may be a reason why. And it was so funny because I was like, anyone heard about this poem? And no one had heard of the poem. And I just think the poem is like the ultimate like boost me up poem, right? It's like, how rappers talk a lot of mess, they brag on themselves. I mean, that's exactly what Ego Tripping is about, like about how to like boost yourself up and make you feel like you're the ish, even though you might be feeling like crap. Not that, well, she didn't give any indication she was feeling like crap. I just want to say that. But that's what I think this poem is about, right? And that's what I take it to mean. It's out in the world, so I can interpret it the way I want to. And, I said it before, like, if Miss Nikki Giovanni, Lady Giovanni wants to come and, tell me more about it, she can. She definitely come on my podcast, my live, whatever. Like, please educate me. But this is how I've interpreted the poem. And it's the thing. And so some people chose to write something, like, to their, one lady, wanted to honor her dad, and then she's like crying. People were crying in the Zoom. So I'm just telling you, this ain't no regular Zoom workshop, okay? People were engaged. People were crying. It's about that biz. I'm just gonna say, but I just gotta toot my own horn anyway. But I was also like really tripping this week because let me tell you something. I have a friend who we just be chatting it up. We were talking about, work stuff, like personal stuff, everything. We were just talking. The next day, I'm like, oh, do you have like the supply at work or whatever? I'm asking her for like a dongle, like a text her. Never heard from her and like this friend always like tells me like, oh, I'm in this class right now. I'm doing this right now. I'm doing that. And so, like, I kind of know where she is. And I also kind of think it's kind of weird. Like, okay, you're just telling me where you are or whatever. But so, like, I knew something was wrong because I hadn't heard from her because, like, she was, like, checks in about stuff even though I was like, okay. And so, yeah, like, so I found out she's in the hospital and everything. So, and she actually really helped me a lot with my different stuff I've been doing on my social media and my work. So it just like shook me up. I'm like, what is going on? And then her family like really didn't want people to know or whatever. And again, I don't know what's happening. I just know that she was like in the hospital and just praying hopefully she's okay. And but it just really shook you up. You're like someone you just hang out with and you just talk to and just everything is fine, and then like they're not around and you're like, wait, what's going on? I know something's wrong. And I was like, no, I know something's wrong, so no one had to tell me. I knew it was wrong. And then so hopefully she's okay. But that just like that kind of thing that throws you for a loop, right? You're just like, tomorrow I'll do this, tomorrow I'll do that, I'll get myself together, or I'm gonna do that. And then it just reminds us it's not promised to us. And like, thank God she's still in the land of the living, as far as I know. Like, I have limited information, but you just have to gotta make sure that we, center our own health. No one else can take care of you like you can take care of yourself. And that is just one story because also my sister-in-law, who's been staying with us because she has a lot of health issues, so she was hospitalized over the weekend as well. And so it just makes you like stop and pause and think like, let's take care of ourselves. And she's like staying with us, and she's not here now because she's in the hospital, and I'm not even sure when she'll be able to get out either. Just have to remember, take care of yourself and all of that. Ooh, this music has gone left. I don't know if you guys can hear the curse words in the back. Can you hear the music in the back? Like, give me a thumbs up if you can hear in the background, because that's what I was having. Oh, welcome. If you have any question or anything like that, please let me know. I'm glad to, answer any questions. We're glad you're here. Of course, we are Well Educated Wednesdays. So if you have any questions about education, any conundrums, any issues, we want to hear about it. We want to help you out. So elevated numbers, I've been seeing your information. You should go ahead and put that information in. Email me. Because we want you on our podcast. Oh, let me tell you this last thing before I go. I was going to have, and I'm not even going to say the name of the author. I had this author that was scheduled to be on my podcast. I was instrumental in getting her to come do this micro-credential I built for my district. And I was instrumental in getting her, there, and her actually being, paid by that. But so anyway, she's going to come on my podcast. But I was like in my head about it. I was like, okay, she's like a big time author. And I'm like, is she really gonna come? Because she had booked the session for like 2 months ahead, okay? Like 2 months ahead. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This author is coming on. And I'm not gonna tell you her name, but she does have a name like me, because I go by TD Flinton, but I am Taisha. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, Isha, like this person, she has an Isha name like me. So I was like, oh, this author is so dope. And, she's an Isha like me. And, anyway, let me just tell you, I didn't, like, she made the appointment. She confirmed everything, but I sent her email and I was expecting to hear something back from her, but I don't know why, because I don't feel like I heard back from my other people, but it's because I'm in my head. And I was like, oh, I sent her a message through Twitter, and I was like, oh, well, I haven't heard back from you, so do you need to make another day? So I guess she interpreted it like, oh, I have to have another day, like, because I couldn't. And I was like, oh, no, I would be ready. So I don't know. Basically, it was about me in my head being like, I don't know, there's something every time I have my podcast, I'm like, are they going to show up? Are they going to be interviewed? And then they always come. Everyone always comes. Like, she was ready to come, but I sent her a message making her somehow feel like, set it up for another day. but do you know, she rescheduled and everything. So, and I'll tell this story again when she's actually on the podcast, because she's supposed to be on my podcast coming up, ready to interview. So it's all about me being silly, or like sometimes we like second guess ourselves and our value or whatever, but self-care, taking care of yourself, anything. The current episode of No Shows are my arch nemesis right now. Oh, no shows. Oh, really? No one has not done a no-show on my podcast. Even like during winter break, a colleague of mine was supposed to interview, like do it, but I guess it was when her family was coming, and then her family is like telling her like, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, and all these people are coming, and so she kept emailing like, let's do it another day. And I was like, okay. And she just texted me like, can we do it at 5? Can we do it later? And then she finally, like, it's like so many times she like was like, I can't make it because my mom wants me to do this, like, because all the family was there. But I'm like, no one has ever like not showed up on me. And so that's why I was like, but I feel like she's like my big deal person. And so, yeah. So I don't know. I'm just in my head about it. But she was like, no, like send me a link so I can reschedule. And so she did reschedule already. And so we'll have her on, and I will tell this story and I will laugh. Because it was all me. We can talk ourselves out of our blessing, and that wasn't even what I was trying. I don't know, but I was in my head about it. That's really what it was. So, but yeah, it's exciting. So I'm still having this ongoing issue with Ecamm Live. I just can't make it work. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then I bought a camera, and I can't get the camera to work. Okay, let me show you the camera. Can I get this to work? I can't get it to work like with my live or whatever, with my Ecamm live. I was like, I guess I'm just doing too much because I could just pick it up and just record with it, but I haven't done that. I'm like, I need to connect to the computer, to connect to Instagram, to connect to Facebook. But no, not yet. But anyway, all kind of things happening in the Falling for Learning world. And this is Well Educated Wednesdays. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Don't talk yourself out of your blessings. Listen to some boosting music when you need to make it through. Because I got big goals. And that means that requires me to be busy and sometimes a little stressed and to be challenged. And that's how it works. Yeah. Only certain accounts have a feature to go live on the computer, on the phone. I was able to go live on my computer now, yes. And for what I emailed them about it. I emailed Instagram and asked them about it. And I think they were like, okay, I guess we'll give you... no one ever responded. But at one day, I went on my computer and I was like, oh, I could go live on my computer now. But I wanted to... connect, and I can't even make the Instagram connect like live anymore through Ecamm. So I don't know what's happening. I just need a technical person because this is still a one-woman show, even though like I hire Fivers to do different things, like for my book, to do the layout and stuff like that. But I just got to keep pushing forward, doing it ugly. And that's it. But yeah, I went many years not doing stuff because I was like, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And I need it like this. And I'm finally like, I don't care. I'm doing it. And if it's not perfect, it's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. I was even going to go in my bedroom today, but I ended up not going to my bedroom either because I actually I didn't lose my keys, but I misplaced them or something. I don't know. They're somewhere around the house. So yeah, that's Well Educated Wednesdays. I'm really like a little off today. Not off, but just really like less focused, I guess. A lot's going on, but making progress. My book is ready to go, and I'm gonna start selling it. Oh, so Elevated Numbers, you have the no-shows for when you do your tutoring or something like that? Is it like your tutoring? Like you have an online tutoring session? Yes, I'm trying. Wait, you do a paid ad and then they don't do it? Yeah, I am saving this live. I saved them. There's some clips in there that I'm slightly... Oh, hey, Good Foods family! Thanks for coming. Yes, I really admire their brand, all the things you're doing. I hope you guys can't hear. That music went left, so I'm going to turn that off. All right. Okay. That makes sense, ma'am. All right. I hear you. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close up our live, and I will follow up with you. I hope you have a good week. All right. Bye.